Good afternoon, everyone. I am Sruchi Gupta and I am here to discuss about the topic protein. As we know, amino acids are the building blocks of protein. So let's start with amino acids first. Amino acids, as the name suggests, amino, it means amino functional group, and acid, it means carboxylic functional group. So we can say any organic compound which contains amino functional group as well as carboxylic or acidic group are known as amino acids. Now let us check the structure of amino acids. हम सभी को मीथेन का स्ट्रक्चर पता है. Carbon bonded with 4 hydrogen atoms. Is this structure similar to this amino acid structure? Yes, that's why it is also called as substituted methanes. हम सभी को पता है कार्बन 4 बॉन्ड बनाता है. Why? Because it has only 4 valency. In this structure we can see one bond is with amino group, other bond is with carboxylic group, and the third bond is with hydrogen atom. All these 3 positions in this structure of amino acid are fixed. The only group which is variable in the amino acid structure is this alkyl group. This alkyl group can contain any chain, aromatic chain, aliphatic chain, or any other functional groups. In this structure of amino acid, we can see that this carbon here has all 4 different valencies. That's why it is called as chiral carbon. Any compound which contains chiral carbon, it means that it can show optical activity. There is an exception to it, which we will discuss in the next slide. The simplest amino acid is glycine. In this, our alkyl group is having hydrogen atom. This one is the simplest, and as we can see in this structure, these 2 hydrogen atoms are same. That means carbon does not have all 4 different valencies. इसका मतलब ये है कि ये कंपाउंड यानी ग्लाइसिन अमाइनो एसिड ऑप्टिकल एक्टिविटी शो नहीं करेगा. सारे अमाइनो एसिड्स करेंगे, बट ये एक्सेप्शन है. The physical and chemical properties of amino acids are essentially of amino acids, carboxylic acid group, as well as the functional group which the R or variable side chain contains. Now let's talk about the Zwitter ion. Zwitter ion उसे कहते हैं जिसमें दोनों चार्ज हो, पॉजिटिव भी हो, नेगेटिव हो, और कुल मिला के वो न्यूट्रल हो. In this slide we will see the behavior of amino acid when it is put in the solution of different pH. When the solution pH is basic, it will donate its hydrogen atom and it will gain negative charge. When the solution is acidic, it will gain a hydrogen atom and it will have positive charge. The pH at which both positive and negative charge is present in the amino acid is called the isoelectric point, and when there is both positive charge as well as negative charge, it is called Zwitter ion, as it has no net charge, that is, it is neutral. In this slide, we can see the same thing as discussed previously. A Zwitter ion is a molecule with functional groups of which at least one has a positive and one has a negative electrical charge. The net charge on the entire molecule is 0. Amino acid contain an amino group basic and a carboxylic group acidic. In this slide, we can see carboxylic acid loses its hydrogen atom and gains negative charge. Amino group gains one hydrogen atom and gains positive charge. This is how it forms Zwitter ion. It is pH dependent, as we have discussed earlier. At high pH, it donates its hydrogen and gains negative charge. At low pH, it gains hydrogen atom and shows positive charge. Now let's see the classification of amino acids. On the basis of nutritional requirements, it is of 2 types: essential amino acids and non-essential amino acids. Essential amino acids वो है जो ज़रूरी है. It is needed to be taken in the diet. Non-essential amino acids are the amino acids which are not needed to be taken in the diet, as our body makes it enough. These are the examples of essential amino acids, and these are needed to be present in our diet. These are the amino acids which are not needed to be taken in the diet, as our body synthesizes it. On the basis of chemical properties, amino acids are of various types. There are non-polar amino acids like glycine, alanine, valine. There are polar, as example is serine, threonine, cysteine, proline. Aromatic amino acids are the amino acids which contain benzene ring. Example: phenylalanine, tyrosine, tryptophan. There are positively charged amino acids which contain positive charge like lysine, arginine, histidine, and there are negatively charged amino acids which contain negative charge like aspartic acid, glutamic acid. Let's see all these in detail. We can see the structure of phenylalanine, tyrosine, and tryptophan. All these 3 structures have aromatic chain, or we can say benzene ring. Third one is polar and charged amino acids. The R group of these amino acids are more soluble in water or more hydrophilic. Hydrophilic means water loving. They contain functional groups that form hydrogen bonds with water. Examples of polar and charged amino acids are serine, threonine, cysteine. Serine contains hydroxyl group, threonine contains hydroxyl groups, as well as cysteine also contains thio group. Acidic amino acids. Amino acids which contain more than one carboxylic acid group or acidic group is known as acidic amino acid. We can see here in the example of aspartic acid as well as glutamic acid. Both have more than one carboxylic acid. Fifth one is basic amino acids. Amino acids in which more than one amino group are present, which gives its basic nature and therefore are positively charged. Example is lysine, arginine and histidine. We can see it has additional amino group. जो लोग जिम जाते हैं उन्हें हम कहते हुए सुनते हैं कि वो प्रोटीन लेते हैं ताकि उनका बॉडी बन जाए, मसल डेवलप हो जाए. Therefore we can conclude from there that proteins are the building blocks of our body. What are proteins? There is a basic question which is needed to be answered. Proteins are polypeptides. What does polypeptide mean? Polypeptide means poly means many and peptide means peptide bonds. That means protein contains many peptide bonds. It is heteropolymer. What does heteropolymer mean? Hetero means many types and polymer means by joining monomer units. Protein are the heteropolymers of alpha amino acids. Most abundant protein in the biosphere is rubisco. Rubisco is present in plants. The most abundant protein of animal world is collagen. Collagen we all know, we have read in the connective tissue. It is the basic intercellular ground substance. Now let's move to the next. As said earlier, proteins are the polypeptides, which means it has many peptide bonds. How does a peptide bond is formed? There are two amino acids. The OH group of carboxylic group of one amino acid and hydrogen atom of amino group of other amino acid, they combine and form water and gets separated out. This is called dehydration. The bond formed further is called as peptide bond. Now let's see the classification of proteins. Let's start with the primary structure of protein. Primary structure is the simple structure. It is a linear sequence of amino acids just joined by the peptide bond. It contains only peptide bond. When we are given a polypeptide chain, let's see one amino acid here and there are many amino acids and there is last amino acid. How we will say that this is the first amino acid and this is the last amino acid? The amino acid in which nitrogen group is free, it is the first amino acid of the chain, and the amino acid in which carboxylic acid carbon is free, it is the last amino acid of the chain. Therefore we can conclude that any polypeptide chain starts with N-terminal amino acid and ends with C-terminal amino acid. Let's talk about secondary structure. As we have seen in the primary structure, there is only peptide bond, but in the secondary structure there are two types of bonds present. First one is peptide bond, which is usual. The second one is hydrogen bond. Because of this hydrogen bond, the structure is a helix-like. Helix means series. The spiral series we have at our homes. The secondary structure is of two types, alpha helix and beta sheet. Third structure of protein is tertiary structure. Tertiary structure of protein is basically a woolen ball. Un ka gola. It is the most stable form of the protein as it has many bonds like peptide bond, ionic bond, hydrogen bond, sulfur bond. All these bonds makes it stable and increases its work efficiency. Therefore, it is necessary in the biological activities. Enzyme is the example of tertiary structure of protein. Now let's talk about the quaternary structure of protein. Few proteins are made up of two or more polypeptides because of which one more arrangement is there between them with respect to each other. Example is adult hemoglobin. It has two alpha chains and two beta chains. Quaternary structure is made up of many polypeptide chains. We can see here one alpha, two alpha, and there is two beta chains. This is the structure of quaternary structure of hemoglobin. Now let's talk about the biological role of protein. Proteins are large biomolecules and they are our building blocks. There are various types of proteins and they do various functions in our body to make the body functional. First one is structural protein. Structural protein makes the structure of our body and provides support. Example is collagen. It is the connective tissue which is present in the intercellular ground substance and it gives support. Second one is catalytic protein. It is the protein which catalyzes the biochemical reactions and affects our BMR, basal metabolic rate. Example are the digestive enzymes like sucrase, trypsin. Third one is contractile protein. Contractile proteins are present in the muscles and they help in contraction of the muscles like actin and myosin. Fourth one is transport protein. These are the proteins which carry various nutrients and substances to the different parts of our body. Like hemoglobin, it carries oxygen which is highly required by our body. Let's move further. Fifth one is storage protein. These are the proteins which stores nutrients like casein, ferritin. Sixth one is hormones. Most of the hormones are the peptide hormones. Example are insulin, growth hormone. Seventh one is defensive proteins. Defensive proteins are the proteins which increases our immunity. Examples are immunoglobulins or antibodies. These protect us from the foreign particles and prevent us from getting sick. Receptor proteins. Receptor proteins are the proteins which are present as receptors on the cells of our body. They give response to the chemical stimuli. It helps in binding hormones and neurotransmitter to the cell and get the message. Example is postsynaptic membrane which contains neurotransmitter receptors. Ninth one is membrane transport proteins. These are the transmembrane proteins which are present in the cell which helps in diffusion or transportation of various substances inside the cell. Example is sodium potassium ATPase pump. Tenth one is blood clotting proteins. All the clotting factors present in our body are the proteins. Example fibrinogen, prothrombin, fibrin stabilizing factor and many more. This is it. Thank you for watching. At this time I want to say be safe, stay at home and fight corona. Thank you.